I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. Did another Patreon review for JS, and if anyone's ever interested in supporting me or requesting pretty much any type of video, you'd either send the request directly to my PayPal or join me on my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. If not, no worries, but if so, thank you so much. And one of the films he wanted me to talk about was The Way from 2010. Now, The Way, I had heard about this film because it's directed by Emilio Estevez, which I enjoy him as an actor. I haven't seen many films he's done as a director. He did one, I believe it's called Wisdom, back in the day. I did enjoy Men at Work. I love Men at Work, which he directed and starred in. And then also starred with his brother Charlie Sheen. Men at Work is a lot of fun. That's still my favorite thing he's directed that I've seen so far. But I haven't seen Bobby. I haven't seen one he directed called Rated X. So to be fair, I haven't seen a lot of films he's directed, but I love Men at Work. And this is a pretty decent film too. I know he did one a few years ago about a library and the homeless. I forget the name of it. This one, Emilio Estevez directs it. He's in the film, but he's not in the film too much. The star is his dad, Martin Sheen. And on a side note, I mean, I like Charlie Sheen as an actor, but I've always drawn more towards Emilio Estevez from Maximum Overdrive, which I love, Breakfast Club, I like Free Jack, Young Guns, Judgment Night. Again, I like both, but I just always tended to go more to Emilio. It just seemed in movies I liked his personality a tad more. Plus, I mean, in retrospect, he seems like the better human being than Charlie Sheen. I mean, granted, I don't know why the fuck Emilio doesn't want to do interviews or doesn't want to do fucking... I think he might be a bit of a dickhead because whenever they did these like John Hughes memorial for the Oscars, or nope, Emilio is nowhere to be found. He's off somewhere at his fucking vineyard, and I get it. He wants to be on his vineyard with his wine. But goddamn, man, stuff like that. Take the stick out of your ass and be there, man. Come on. You just look like an asshole. Maybe he's not an asshole. I'm just saying you look like an asshole when you don't do shit like that. These reunions for Breakfast Club and you're the only one that's never there, and it's like, I know he's one of those guys that doesn't like talk about his early work, but still it's like, come on, man. But anyway, this one I did like because while I do think the pacing at times struggled, I think there are quite a few times where you take 30 seconds off here or a minute here or maybe a minute there, and make it a tighter movie. I think that's what this film needed, is tighter editing. Does it seem like at times it had these small drags? Not too long, but these small drag. But I liked the idea. I liked the concept. And I thought Martin Sheen did a really good, mostly subdued, but pretty good performance. What the plot of the film is, and it's not a spoiler because you find out very early in the movie, Martin Sheen finds out that his son, played by Emilio Estevez, has died. Emilio's character was on this trek called The Way, which is, you walk in like 800 miles or so, and it's like a Christian pilgrimage route to the cathedral in Spain. I think it's called the Camino de Santiago, which is a real thing. And I will admit, for a good 5 minutes, I kind of sat there and went, wow. And somehow me, my friend Michael Keane, Michael CP, and Efrey, like if the 3-4 of us, that'd be interesting to try one day. That'd be pretty interesting. Because one thing this movie does well is that it's always moving, because they're always walking. I say they as in Martin Sheen meets these other people that kind of join him on this journey. And you get to see, it's a great tour guide for the countryside. Does it seem like they filmed all on the way? I think Emilio got the inspiration from his son who did it. And again, very beautiful vistas and old architecture and countryside, and you get to see various places. Again, it almost seems like just a tour guide for the fucking, or advertisement to do this pilgrimage. But there is a story there as well, because Martin Sheen decides to take it because he's got the cremated remains of his son, and he sprinkles it throughout, and he's going to get to the end and give the ashes. And the people that he meets, he's a bit closed in, but throughout it, of course, he comes out of his shell. The other people he meets is a guy from Amsterdam who wants to lose weight for his brother's wedding, and he seems a little bit more of a free spirit. This lady, which I recognize the actress, I'd have to look her up. I recognize the actress, but she's someone who, you get the idea, she had a bad relationship that dealt with abuse, and she says she wants to do this because she wants to stop smoking cigarettes. Then later on they meet another person who always wanted to write the great novel, but he never did, so he thinks maybe this will be his inspiration to do so. And a good chunk of it is them and their, I don't want to say adventure, because it's, I can't see a lot of exciting things happen. It's not as if, how the hell do I put it? It's not as if you get a lot of hijinks, so you get humor, you get a lot of action. It's not that kind of thing. It's more of, okay, yeah, the girl is Deborah Unger. She was in The Game, Payback, Silent Hill. Yeah, Payback with Mel Gibson. The Game, Highlander 3. Yeah, I knew I recognized her. Deborah Unger. Silent Hill movie. I mean, you do have some stuff happen, like his son's backpack gets onto the river and he swims to get it, and he's holding like it's a life raft, like it's his final connection to his son, and he goes down the river a little bit. Or there's a part much later on where his backpack is taken, and then the father of the kid brings it back and tells the kid to apologize. But it's really more about the views, the vistas, and the bonds that grow between these four strangers. To the point like Deborah, she mentions that she actually had to terminate her pregnancy because the fear of her abusive husband. how sometimes she sees like she hears her baby, which even she says is stupid because I never had a chance to hear her voice. I think that's what made the film work is not only was it nice to look at because of the different vistas and the countryside, but I thought the actors did their jobs well, and I thought I could really see the bonds growing between these four. I didn't think it was half-assed or shallow. You even get a nice montage with Alanis Morissette with the song Thank You. It was a trip back in time because I haven't heard that song since it first came out, honestly. In fact, I can't remember the last time I actually heard an Alanis song at all. It's been a long fucking time. So I'm like, is that fucking Alanis Morissette? It's like, yeah, it is. Okay. So I thought that was a nice, well done montage. And pretty fitting song choice that Emilio, the director, had for this. So like, I mean, it's one of those films it's hard to talk about because it's not as if there's a lot of stuff happening, technically. It's more about, again, the bonding of these four, and for the most part, they're always on the walk, so they're always moving. But it wasn't... Like I said, I like the concept. Seems like an interesting thing to do in real life. The actors did their jobs well. Martin Sheen, to be perfectly honest, when you got to 2010 and so forward, it's not like Martin Sheen was getting a lot of big roles, like big major roles. Maybe that's why Emilio decided to cast his father. He's like, hey, I know my dad's a good actor. Let's give him a meaty role. And it, like I said, it's more subdued performance, but it's still a fairly solid performance. I mean, I would say give it a look if you're a fan of Emilio Estevez like me and you want to see Men and War Towards a comedy, see how he directs a drama. I do think that it's a little over 2 hours. I think there's some tightening of the pace that could have happened. I think there's 30 seconds here, 10 seconds there, 1 minute there. Because even I'm watching one. Okay. Oh, okay. Then okay, okay. Sort of that interest dwindling. Okay, alright, and then dwindling. Alright. And I'm not really the best guy to put that into words. I'm not a bona fide critic, but I can only say what I feel. But it's nothing crazy, it's nothing out of the blue, it's nothing like, oh my god, it turns to an action movie, or during the walk someone falls down and dies, or someone gets kidnapped, or someone gets murdered, or... Because sometimes with these movies, it's like someone wants to do some really crazy thing to be shocking. No, they don't do that. They kind of set up at the beginning what it wants to do, and it does it. I think Emilio Estevez, he had a quote like, this is pro-life, pro-everything. I guess he just wanted to make a positive movie. Positive person. Positive movie. And I can see what he means. I mean, I don't think it's as powerful as it could be. Again, maybe because the pacing could be tightened a bit, but it was still interesting to watch. It was interesting to see. I didn't mind the film. And once in a while, Martin Sheen will see his son amidst the crowd and then snap out of it. Yeah. I didn't love the film, but I liked it. I'm glad I saw it at least once. So, thank you once again, JS. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.